Hey guys, what's up? It's me, from my channel. And today, we are gonna do something a little bit different. We are gonna do a helmet POV first ride on my new bike. This is an opportunity for me to show you some things that I typically do unkit to show you when I am filming videos and just to kind of give you a new perspective, change things up a little bit. So let's get into it. So this is what you see when you're riding the bike and looking down. You can see the bars here. The bars have a little bit of a sweep to them. They're a little bit elevated at the grips. They come back a little bit, and then they drop down right where your hands are. And then you have a little bit of a rise in the middle, which is nice, because it gives you a place to put your hands if you want to switch your hand position up while you're re-riding. Really comfortable. I like that a lot. You have the shifter right here. As you can see, it's completely different than the shifters that I was using before. These are the SRAM shifters. These are hydraulic disc brakes. So there's no cables anywhere on this bike. All of the brake lines run internally through the frame. And as you can see, this one goes all the way down to the bottom bracket. And then this one comes across and connects to the rear derailleur over here. Everything is controlled by these two shifters. One shifter controls the front two derailleurs, and then the rear derailleur is controlled by this shifter here. And so there are 4 pistons in here, 2 for the rear brake and 2 for the front brake. Really nice and easy to pull. Very light action on these brakes. Very good stopping power. And the rotors are floating rotors. You can see how they look right there. That's really cool. You don't typically get to see that when you're out riding. But that's what the brakes look like. And then you have the grips here. These are super plush. They have a little bit of a texture to them. They're not slick. They're nice and cushy. And you can see the bar tape right here. That's carbon fiber bar tape. Looks great. It matches the rest of the build kit. And then you have the stem right here. The stem is going to be a topic of conversation. It's called the Road Dog stem. It's made by a company called Wolftooth Components. And it is a 0-degree stem, but it has a 25mm rise to it. So even though it says 0 degrees, it actually has a slight rise. It's kind of like +6 rise, but in a 0-degree angle. Now, why is that important? Well, the reason that's important is because I wanted to keep my handlebar level with the top of my saddle. I did not want any riser bars or anything like that. So this allows me to have a flat handlebar but still have a little bit of a rise. It puts me in a slightly more aggressive position than I was in before, but it's still very comfortable. The other thing about this stem is that it uses a torque divider. So normally when you install a stem, you have 1 bolt in the middle, and then you have 2 bolts on the outsides. There's actually a 3rd bolt inside of this. It's hidden inside of the steerer tube right here. This bolt goes down into the steerer tube and it gets tightened. What that does is it splits the clamping force between the 3 bolts. Typically when you install a stem, you only use 2 bolts and then you torque those to a certain torque spec. This allows you to use 3 bolts and split that clamping force. So instead of torquing those bolts to 4 Newton meters, you only need to torque this bolt to 2 Newton meters and the other bolts to 3 Newton meters. So it just makes it easier to install. It's awesome. It's a really cool design. It looks really sleek. I really like this stem. You can see the cassette right here. This is an 11-speed cassette. This is a 10 to 52 tooth cassette. This is a Sunris cassette. Really cheap. I got it for I think $30 or something ridiculous like that. Cheap, affordable, works great. And then you have the chain on there. The chain is a KMC chain. That's just my preference. I like KMC chains. They work great. They last a long time. And then the chain rings in the front are from Raceface. I believe they're 32 and 52 tooth. Let me know if you want me to confirm that in the comments below, and I will. You have the crankset right here. This is a Shimano XT crankset. I love this thing. It has a 68mm chain line. It's a boost crankset. It has a 30mm spindle. It uses a 142mm bolt, circle chain ring. Those are all things that I researched and I learned about cranks. If you guys are interested in learning more about cranks and crankset terminology, leave me a comment and I'll leave you a link to the video that taught me all of this stuff. But it's a really good crankset. It feels really smooth. It's really good quality. And then right here, you can see the bottom bracket. This is a Tangi's bottom bracket. It's a 1.5-inch bottom bracket. That's typical for a threaded bottom bracket. And this is a sealed bearing bottom bracket. So it has 2 bearings in there. You can hear them. They kinda making noise right now because I have UNT packed them with grease in a while. Probably should do that. But yeah, that's the bottom bracket. I also have the pedals on here. These are Shimano XT pedals. They are awesome. Love these pedals. And then you have the shoes right here. These are my cycling shoes. These are Shimano shoes. They have the cleats installed. They are SPD cleats. And then you have the crank bolts right here. Those are Shimano crank bolts. This is the display for the bike computer. This is a Garmin. It's not hooked up right now, but it will be soon. And this is the mount for the bike computer. And then this is the aero bar. This is from a company called Flip and Flow. It's their Ventoso aero bar. Awesome, great product. I love this thing. It works great. It's super adjustable. Super easy to adjust, and it's really stable on the bike. So that's everything that you would see from the helmet cam. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Here's a quick shot of the bike. Just wanted to show you how beautiful it looks. I love this thing. So much fun to ride. If you enjoyed this video, leave me a like. If you love this video, leave me a like and a comment. Tell me what you thought. Tell me what you want to see next. If you didn't enjoy this video, leave me a comment. Tell me why. Hit the subscribe button so you don't miss future content. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks. Bye.